Hello. It is time to cook. That should be the starting thing always. Hey, Nike? Actually experiencing technical difficulties, but maybe we are. How's it going, Rook? Thank you so much for the 21 months, dude. Oh, yeah. Maria, thanks for the follow right off the bat. Welcome in. Who else we got in here? Saving Sunsets. Hi, Titan. Everything's going good so far. Had my coffee already. It's kind of a rainy day outside, so we're gonna get cooking. We're gonna do. Pardon? Oh, Santa says maybe start building the Harry Potter Lego Hogwarts castle. We'll see though. I really want to get this YouTube video done. Priorities, big kid things. Cooking chimitas for your girl. Oh my gosh, she's never had them before. You know how to reel them in, Rook. Rook's just like, just pull out these chimitas here. Let me know what you think. I'm excited for you, man. What kind of chimitas you making? We're gonna be doing some Chinese food today. Yeah, that's all it takes is a sandwich. Simple food, that's all you need. Rook's been making his own hot sauce, giggity. Oh my gosh. We're coming to help you bottle, Rook. Bottle it up. Hi, Titan. Okay, so I pulled out our pork belly about an hour ago, actually, now. It's around 10 a.m. So this is what we salted up yesterday. Thanks, Sashimi Pizza. These eyebrows were like 6 years in the making. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So we seasoned this up yesterday, trimmed it, scored it. Look at this, we used rock salt. And that way it won't overly salt the pork. And it's also drawing out moisture, so we should get some really nice crispy fat on there. Thought about starting your own brewery, but you realize you drink most of the profit. Honestly, you think you would drink through it, but it just keeps coming. That's the thing, starting a brewery, is you have too much beer. That was always a problem. Thanks, Rook. So I do have the couple of recipes posted for us. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. Okay, perfect. Is the miso eggplant with you guys. So we're gonna roast up this pork belly. The one thing that's different from the recipe that I'm referring to is you should actually have the skin on this still. We did end up getting it skin off because we were gonna make bacon out of it and then we didn't feel like it. So that's gonna be the only difference. I'm interested to see how that's gonna turn out. It just won't be quite as like really, really crunchy crispy, but the fat's still gonna crisp up for us. It's gonna be nice. And we'll probably have more fat render out because we don't have the skin on. So that's kind of the only note. But other than that, we have followed it to a T. And so this is something that we discovered when we were living in Vancouver. Pancreas Princess, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So the first time we had Chinese style roast pork belly, we were in Vancouver and we actually got it from Richmond. So Richmond has a very large Chinese population there, so much so that like all of the signage in that part of the city is all in Chinese as well. So when you go there, you really do feel like you're immersed in the Chinese culture. It's awesome. This pork belly You know, when you're walking through Chinatown and you see the glowing red windows with the stuff hanging in it, usually there's like crispy duck, this type of pork belly hanging, and then another type of pork called chashu, which we actually just made not too long ago on stream. Type wonderful. Hello, how are you? So if you can think back to if you've had an experience like that walking through Chinatown, you see the stuff hanging in the window, that's what we're making today. Typically it's just served with rice and maybe like one type of green on the side. And then you tell them how much you want of this. So they cut it off basically per pound, and then they'll cut it up for you, or you just take that chunk away. Hi, Pancreas Princess. How are you doing today? So in my humble opinion, the Chinese are the undisputed king of two things: crispy duck and crispy pork belly. Hey Trey, thank you so much. I truly love this apron. I've been wearing aprons from this company for, well, about 5 years now, consecutively. And I think I have around 5 aprons as well. And they really do hold up. I first started wearing these aprons when I was working in the restaurant. So they hold up to long hours and a lot of beatings. So if you are interested in getting one, our friend owns this company and it's all handmade in Canada, in Vancouver. He actually even just upgraded his shop and got his own embroidery machine. And you can use the code COOKWITHKATE at checkout for 15% off your order. That's something new that we started this year. We also just gave away an apron to a fellow viewer. So every now and then we do giveaways on the stream, fun little raffles. And so far he's loving it. He said he even put it on yesterday just to make a grilled cheese sandwich. He just loves it. Okay, back to our pork belly. So it's unlikely that we'll ever share a proper Peking duck recipe because it's so hard to make properly in an ordinary home kitchen. This is something that I did have on my list to make last year on stream, and we just never got around to it. It takes, honestly, a week to make Peking duck at home. I'm not exaggerating. It takes a full week of babysitting this duck, and then obviously the last day, it takes like a couple hours consecutive of babysitting it. So Peking duck, maybe not something we want to try at home. But pork belly, on the other hand, is totally doable. Juicy seasoned flesh, but most of all, the best crackling in the world. But like I said, we don't have the skin on for this one, so it's not gonna crackle quite the same. We'll have to do a redo for sure. So I mean, if you can nail the pork belly without the skin on it the first time, then you for sure will be able to make it delicious if you do get the skin on. So there's 2 secrets to making the perfect Chinese roast pork belly. Number 1, you would be pricking the skin with all these little holes. So instead of doing this cross hatch, because we don't have the skin on, you would instead poke it. You want to poke it instead of doing the cross hatch. This was noted yesterday actually by a fellow viewer and streamer, is if you do the cross hatch with the skin on, when you go to slice it later, it's actually gonna kind of tear off those little cubes that we made. So that's why we poke it instead, and then we can make nice slices out of it without disturbing all of the scrunchiums on the top. That's the most important part. And then secondly, this is something I just learned this time, is using the rock salt and seasoning it the night before you plan to roast it. So what we're gonna do is season it, or sorry, we're going to roast it with the rock salt for about an hour So this should be done within 2 hours. So not a super long stream today, since we had a longer stream yesterday. Scrunchums. Yeah, scrumptums? I call them scrunchums. I don't know why. So we're gonna roast this for about an hour with the salt on. And then it says it should form like kind of a crust. We might have to put a little bit more salt before we put it in the oven. Thank you, Trey. Thank you. And then it says after that first hour of roasting, to not make this too salty, is you should be able to just like lift off the rock salt crust. First time for me doing this today, so I can't make any promises, but we'll try our best. And then what you're supposed to do is broil or grill the skin or the fat to get it crisping and rendering. It says you grill or broil it for about 25 minutes. Just looking up to see if we're gonna miss anything else. And just to find the temperature. Okay, so we're gonna roast, it says at 350 Fahrenheit for all oven types. What we're gonna do to prep this for roasting right now, I mean, we do wanna get that in kind of first thing so that we can prep our rice and our vegetable side dishes while this is roasting in the oven. So everything should time out pretty perfectly. We just have to first line this tray with some foil, then place a metal rack underneath so it props the pork belly up and allows airflow underneath as it roasts. So let's first turn on our oven. Baking at 350 Fahrenheit. Has anyone else ever made pork belly at home? Doesn't really matter what type. I feel like pork belly is a very versatile cut of meat.
Very forgiving.
And it's very forgiving. Yeah, you gotta turn on the oven before you cook with it? Prior planning, Rook? No. No. Okay, I don't want to make my hands too messy here. Use one side with tongs. Just gonna put that onto the rack. Clean that stuff off. Pork belly, Trey Bear. Welcome in. How's it going? Oh no, Rook. Stop throwing the potato skins down the sink. Gosh. That'll learn ya. Just a quick little hand wash. just rock salt. And I think we're gonna just put a little bit more even. Hey Hawk, how's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, it needed a good cleaning anyways, Rook. Well, then it was meant to happen. Matt, you're doing good, man. Staying safe and warm out of the snow. No Tonys, no. We're doing Chinese. We're not going Cajun. Yeah, doing great. Excited to start making some lunch. You're trying to, Matt. So we're basically making a salt crust, roasting it for an hour with the salt crust on, and then we should be able to take all the salt off. And that's when you start crisping up the skin. So the salt is drawing the moisture out of the skin and the fat. And that's how we get it nice and crispy. You'd love to hear about my story as a chef? I kind of just stumbled into working as a chef, if I'm being honest. When I finished high school, kind of the thing is you always go to university or college right away. Originally when I graduated, I was thinking about doing something in like fashion design. And then I went to a semester of university and took all those courses pertaining to fashion design and realized that none of those courses really were giving me what I wanted to get out of it. I'm not a huge like mathematical person. So me taking economics and that kind of stuff, I was like, I don't think this is right for me. So then instead of wasting more money on tuition, I decided to take a semester off, kind of regroup myself. And then I found this job posting for a kitchen downtown. And so I thought, hey, like, why not? I grew up watching Food Network. My family is huge into food. On my dad's side, my grandpa was a wonderful cook. And then my uncle is also a Red Seal chef. So I really grew up surrounded by food, and I've had a little bit of a good education from watching Food Network when I was young. And so I decided, hey, why not go to this interview and see what happens? And so I went to the interview. They had a test and everything ready for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, do I even know what I'm getting into? And I was able to answer the basic questions, like what is mirepoix and stuff like that. I still remember those questions from the test. And then they asked me to do a test shift. Now, when I look back to that time, it's like I've worked with so many different people in kitchens that you see the people who are like really green, and it's like, that was me where I started. Now, 9 years later of being a chef, I worked in the restaurant for the first time for 6 months before I got into or went to culinary school. I did a full-time program, so 2 years. Classes were from 7:30 in the morning to 3:30 p.m. After that, I would go work in the restaurant at night and then go home and start the day all over. So I was going to school and working. It was crazy, but honestly, it was so much fun. Culinary school was the greatest thing ever. And since then, in the last 9 years, I've worked in 9 different spots to get like really good grasp of a bunch of different cuisines and how to make a bunch of different stuff. The test shift, oh my gosh, it was a black box. I still remember that day. It was a black box. I made some kind of like salmon dish. And obviously it was okay. Greener than goose shit, exactly. mirepoix. So that's a French term. And it means carrots, onion, and celery. It's the trio. And that's basically what you start like a lot of recipes with, especially soups. Mirepoix. But yeah, that's what happened. And then, so I left the restaurant for the first time in 2018. Sam and I didn't have a very good experience at this one spot, so we decided to both leave because there was some like bad stuff happening within the company higher up, and we didn't just want to get like let go without notice. So we're like, we need to plan a little bit to get ourselves out of here. So that's when we moved out here to Vancouver Island. I took a little bit of a break from restaurants. I mean, my anxiety, I think, is what made me stop, is I needed to do that for my health. Just the hours and just like crazy stuff that happens in restaurants. Yeah, Sam and I opened a brew pub in Vancouver together. Hi, White Dove, how's it going? And so yeah, I started streaming as a way for me to keep cooking, but do it in a way that is like more loving and meaningful than to just try and cook as fast as possible and feed the hordes of people that don't really appreciate it. So yeah, 2 years in now, I think we've done really good. We have made so many different dishes on here. Your background is kind of similar. Nice. Yeah, Sam and I met working in a kitchen. Okay, our oven is ready. Let's get this pork in. I'm gonna set a half an hour timer to start, so like halfway through the cooking process. I always like to check it at that point, especially when I'm doing something kind of new, just to be sure, and just to kind of watch the cooking process as well. So you know how it should look about at the halfway point and so on. Yeah, now I wish you guys could taste the food that we make, honestly. Oh, it's true, Nike. I mean, out of all the places that I worked, Vancouver was the worst. There's such a large population in a small area, and everyone is seriously just there to work because the rent is so high to live there that you don't care about anything else except yourself. Like, people are, I would say, very selfish there. And you can't really help it. I mean, they're all just trying to survive. But that was where we were like the least appreciated, I would say. It was sad. Kind of made us like not like cooking anymore. And that's when you have to take a step back. Yeah, Tots. I only care about myself, just be honest. Thank you for the host. Timer, 30 minutes. I'm gonna roll this dishwasher back into its home. Yeah, kidding. Oh no, Titan. Well, we already got our brisket order in for Super Bowl Sunday. We have to have a brisket ready for noon. It's the first order. Yeah, exactly, Nike. We can't. We've already been taken by Nike for Super Bowl. Basically an art stream, but with food. I suppose. I mean, I try and keep the quality pretty high with all the cameras. So yeah, food is art. Okay, so crispy pork belly, let's write that down on our list. Going with that, I always like to do just like a simple boiled rice. But today, we're going to spice it up a bit and do some kimchi fried rice. So to contrast the fattiness of the pork belly, I thought that kimchi would go really nice with that. The little bit of spice and acidity. And then it's also from Jet Tila's new cookbook. I've been loving cooking out of this. What is this, guys? Maybe the fourth thing that we've made out of this book. And seriously, out of any cookbook that I've gotten before and followed, his recipes work to a T, even with the seasoning. That's pretty rare to happen. Usually you have to adjust it a little bit. But so far, I mean, his recipes are awesome, and you can find it online, the kimchi fried rice, for free. So I do have it linked on the recipe command if you're like, well, I can't afford the cookbook. And it's so, so simple. It's on like page 20. Like, look how easy that is. There's, what, 4 steps maybe? Korea is amazing. The next Asian spot that Sam and I want to travel to is 100%, it's Japan. I think we would absolutely fall in love with that place though. Okay, so kimchi fried rice. The perfect Asian pub night is multiple rounds of beers, some great dumplings or pork belly buns, and a giant plate of kimchi fried rice. The sour and savory flavors of this rich rice are perfect to pair with cold beer. Okay. I like using short grain rice for this because it's extra chewy and pillowy. Oh. I don't think I've ever made a fried rice with short grain. Short grain rice is what sushi rice is made from. You'll find kimchi rice in a lot of Japanese pubs, also known as izakaya. Get Sammy flying across the ocean, exactly. Hey, Hawk, thank you so much. Donating to our new plateware fund. We thought it would be a good idea to change up some of the plates that we use for plating on the stream, because that's also gonna upgrade or update our social media, how it looks as well. So we spent 2 years using the same plates. I think it's time for a little bit of a change. And you guys crushed the bit goal for Sammy's wireless mic. So we thought we would do another little goal for us all to work on. Yeah, perfect to pair with cold beer. I'm in. You would do Vietnam for food and Japan for fun. Have you been to both spots, Trueness? Yes, exactly, Hawk. Gotta support all of our fellow foodie streamers. Okay, so some stuff going into this rice. A little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic. The kimchi gets seasoned with soy sauce and sugar. And then it does have a couple of eggs mixed into it. I think that's gonna be lovely. And then I also want to do some steamed bok choy, baby bok choys that we got, and some miso eggplant. So that's that, guys. I think it's gonna be a lovely little Chinese food dish. Sam in a kimono, so cute. That would be the goal for each trip. Yeah, Vietnam for food. I mean, the food in Thailand was amazing, and probably I would say Vietnam I would do after Japan. I'm with ya. I'm with ya. Okay, kimchi fried rice. So we'll have to get the rice cooking. I know we're bad as we didn't pre-cook the rice to let it dry out overnight. So let's do that first thing now so we can get it into the fridge and let it dry out that way. Is we have done this before on stream and it works great. I mean, as long as our rice does not stick to the pan and start to fall apart, that is what we are looking for. So also do not overcook your rice for fried rice. You made miso caramel chicken wings the other week. I was just talking to Sam about making miso chicken. It was like, out of all the miso things that I've made, it's never been chicken, but that's gotta be good because soy chicken is good. Get Sam out of on the fish boats. Yeah. Miso eggplant and then bok choy. Okay, let's get our rice. But first, put the dishwasher back. You guys are like, what? Yeah. It's a thing. We're rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeah, dishwasher. Oh, Cheruboo. I've seen people do miso caramel on ice cream, and I think that would be really lovely as well. We're rolling, rolling, rolling. Oh, what's going on here? Ooh. Got that fancy stuff. Premium short grain rice. Thanks, Hawk. Yeah, I try to teach my viewers how to do things properly so that we don't get lost what we're doing. I mean, prep lists always help. I mean, considering a chef of 9 years still writes down their little prep list, I mean, take a tip or two from that. And it just helps to stay organized. I think that's the biggest thing about cooking is if you're not organized, nothing is really gonna work out how you wanted it to. Mise en place, guys, everything in its place. And then the other really important one is timing everything out while you're cooking it. So knowing how long it takes to cook things, that's also a big one. And that takes time to learn. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do a cup of rice. I'm not gonna do a ton of rice. Rook's got a kid? I've not cooked sushi rice in a long time, especially not in a pot. So stovetop, it says for 2 cups. I'm gonna do half of that. We gotta let it stand. We're gonna rinse this. So one thing I do know about cooking sushi rice is we have to rinse all the starch off first. Especially when we're doing fried rice because we don't want it to be starchy and sticky together. We want just those nice rice kernels separated. So let's get a little strainer and start rinsing this under cold water in the sink. And then when our water runs clear, then we know we're good to go. You always write out your list too before you stream. Get all the pans, bowls, ingredients, boards, etc. Yes, that's a good one too. Because all of that takes time, right? I mean, those little 30-second increments, they add up. I think this is gonna be quite lovely. So you'll notice that the water is kind of milky when we're rinsing our rice. And then obviously when the water starts to run clear again, then we know we've rinsed the rice enough. Rinse the rice. Looks like we're almost there. Really only takes a couple of minutes. I think we're great. We are great. Maracas. Hey, let's cook everything. Thanks for the host. Yes, Rook, getting married in the McDicks inside Super Walmart. I think 6 years in various kitchens and 3 years at college kind of drilled it into you. Yep.
Elrad24 gifted a tier 1 sub to HAWK3DPROTO. 13 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Elrad. Hello, how are you doing? Jen, everyone's just like filing in, starting to wake up. Mr. Tiki Meek, your fried rice gets a little mushy. Any tips, or is that just the cook time? One big thing, so in every single recipe from Jet Tila's book for fried rice that we've done, he always says to use day-old rice, so it's really dry and not sticky. I mean, we're doing this the same day, so it's really important that we don't overcook our rice for this. And then we also want to give ourselves like an hour ahead of time to let it dry out in the fridge and cool off. The family dog, she's actually a Hungarian Vizsla, so she's a bird hunting dog. Yeah, more emotes. Yes. And I've never made fried rice with short grain rice, so this is new for me today as well. Do I hunt? I've never gone hunting, but I would. That's something I do want to do at some point in my life. Yeah, she's also a snack hunting dog. When Posh was small, we had a family friend that was a dog trainer for like bird hunting. And so he took her out one day. She is the runt of the litter, so she was a lot smaller and she was just a little bit too skittish around the gunshots. So he figured that she wasn't gonna make like a really great hunting dog. So we tried, and that's totally okay because she is such a good companion anyways. Oh, thanks, Hawk. I just want to refer back to this rice bake because I don't think it's a 2-to-1 ratio for the water. So it says for the 2 cups of rice, they're using 2 3/4 cups of water. That is quite a bit. Have I made something from the Maddie cookbook? Yes. Oh man, I love Just a Dash. Been loving him. Were you able to catch him when he was streaming for charity on Twitch? What have we made from the book? We did the rotisserie prime rib. I think there was one other thing already. Yeah, she's a little bit skittish. She's shy. Shuns, I have Victorinox. Couple of Japanese blades there. And then the fillet knife is Bubba Blade. Bubba Blade. Oh yeah, and then the original Wustad? No, Henkel. Okay, so I'm gonna do for this rice let's do like 1.5 cups. See how that goes. Oh, you missed it, Trueness. Yeah, the Hunger Service got to cook with Maddie and Cooking for Noobs. They were in the Twitch kitchen. And I was like, they have this beautiful kitchen in Twitch headquarters. Why are they not letting streamers like use it if you have a food and drink section? Hey Dust, you just got back from Denver. How was your show? It looked really cool. And hi Buff. You are very welcome, Dust. You are so welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed everything. Okay, we're gonna put this rice on the back burner, like a medium-high heat to start. It was awesome, good. I'm glad you had fun. What we got cooking, so the pork belly from yesterday is roasting in the oven. We are currently cooking some sushi rice to make some kimchi fried rice later. And then we're gonna do for our vegetable side dishes, miso eggplant and steamed bok choy. A nice little refreshing kind of dinner. Yes, LA. Love that guy. Met him at TwitchCon, yeah, last year, I guess we'll say. So genuine. Let's get our eggplant. And I suppose we can get the bok choy and cut it down. Here's our nice, lovely little ingredients today. Sounds good, Buff? Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're cooking another recipe out of Jet Tila's book. Kimchi fried rice. Looks super simple. And I wanted a little bit of spice today. Weekend has been great, Dust. We had a really fun 8-hour streamiversary stream yesterday. Everything's going good. The snow has been melting like crazy because it's raining here now. You've never been a fan of bok choy? I think the key is just to not overcook it too much so that you still have that little bit of crunch. It's really juicy. No, it's okay, Dust. Yeah, yesterday was really fun. We had a great stream. You guys, in the 8 hours that we streamed, we kept an average of 52 viewers. So we keep that up. We're gonna get to partners soon. Thanks, Hawk. Thanks for the biddies today. And it was great chatting with you too. Okay, let's start dicing up our Japanese eggplant. Want to do little chunks. So make our lives easier, we'll cut this into like 4 to 6 inch lengths. Yeah, who did that, Titan? Who would do that? No, it happens once a year. We get snow for a week and then it's gone. You can feel it. Yeah, that was like us the couple days before it like really dumped. It's like you can kind of like smell it or, yeah, feel it in the air. You're like, oh no. I'm gonna do a little bit of a fancy cut. We have some time, so let's work on some knife skills. You assumed we would get more snow. Yeah, it just doesn't stay cold enough for us to really get snow that sticks around. Where I grew up in Alberta is we would get so much snow. Like snow forts taller, like way taller than me. Epic snow forts. We're gonna make little triangles of eggplant. And they are gonna cook down a little bit. Eggplant's gonna shrink a bit. When they plowed snow, it would be a snow mountain, yes. Yeah, I lived in a cul-de-sac, and there would always be this massive snow mountain in the middle. Childhood memories, exactly. You get snow every 3 years or so in South Texas. Is it crazy down there when it snows, or do people love it? Okay, there we go. Nice little eggplant pieces. What? They don't let kids climb the snow mountains at the schools anymore? It's too dangerous? What? I mean, that's how you, like, those things you learn the hard way if it's dangerous. It's like, ow, I just smashed my head into the pavement. I don't think I'm gonna do that again. Yeah, exactly, Buff. Okay, so kind of the same thing here then, Dust, with the drivers. I mean, people can't even drive here in the sunshine. Never mind the snow. Yeah, kids not allowed to really be kids anymore. I see that. Oh, porky things are happening in there. Yeah, go play with your iPad. All right, baby bok choy is also called choy moo. That's exactly it, Dust. How are you supposed to learn if you're not allowed to fail? Okay, that is like more than enough bok choy, I think. But actually, I'm gonna do a bit extra up for maybe some lunches during the week because we have some leftovers. Let's do that much. That's a mountain of greens. It blizzards there, nothing closes. Yeah, that's like where I grew up. Texas is after the honeymoon? I thought we weren't doing North America anymore. Actually, the bottoms of these look really nice. I don't know if we even have to really trim that off. It's super nice and clean. But if it was kind of browned and rusting, definitely cut that off. So for these things, either like quarters or half is good. I think it's easier to eat if you quarter them. And then at least the little core in the middle keeps all the leaves together. And then obviously when that steams, the leaves will wilt down and you'll have like this little morsel of green. And as far as cooking time goes on these, they might steam for 2 minutes. And then we'll have to season them up. In the UK, as snowflake touches the ground, everyone shuts shop for the month. Yeah, they're just waiting for it to snow. It's like, yes, first snowflake. Okay. Our sushi rice has come up to a simmer. I'm gonna just turn that down to like a lower heat because I think it has to cook slower than the basmati grain. Yeah, how do we get the egg on the plane? It's like snakes on a plane, but it's really eggs on a plane. Yeah, just pretend it's like your safety, your guide. This is my guide egg. I need it. Need it at all times. Yeah, sir. Do you have a barbecue in your beard? No. You must be seeing things. Hey!
Good afternoon, Kite and crew.
Tacked Out TV. Subscribe for 4 months. Welcome in. Thank you so much. How's your day going? I was gonna say, this is trauma. I'm like blue writing. I'm like, this person was not around for 4 months. But they have the snowflake. Trauma, is that you? Could it be? Oh, Jew. Okay, here is our bok choy. There's our eggplant cut up. Yeah, crispy pork belly. That's my secret pet name for Sammy. Yes, Bub. The stroller. Just put the egg in a stroller and call it your baby. Perfect. Oh. That's our porky timer. Checking on our sushi rice. Just want to taste one of these grains and see where we're at because it looks like the water is almost cooked out. I'm going to take the lid off. Some of those pieces are a little bit cooked already. It's very close to being al dente. You guys can't really see anything. And we'll take a look at the pork belly. But even this rice, when it's cooking, gets those like little air holes in it. Okay, once this rice is cooked, you're going to be putting it onto something to dry out. So sheet pan is the best option. That's what I'm gonna grab. I'm just gonna put some parchment on it. Something that is flat, that you can spread the rice out on, and that will hopefully fit into the fridge. You're in the midst of your first storm. Okay, just starting to stick to the bottom of the pot. To me, that's perfect. So we're gonna pull that off of the heat and then just cover that for about 5 minutes. And then that should finish cooking it and fluff those kernels back up. The Grand Prix of pork belly? Let's check it. This was half an hour. That's where we're at. A little bit of sizzles. Not really too much browning yet. We're just kind of bringing it up to temp right now still. But I'm gonna switch this around. Just give your pan a little rotate. So it looks like the stuff at the back of the oven is cooking quicker. So another 30 minutes. You're in Houston, it stays hot and humid. We have so many viewers that live in Texas. Okay, so for our eggplant, obviously we need some miso. And then, let me just look this up, because this is only the second time I am making this. Nobu's eggplant with miso. Yum. Oh, they don't even do anything fancy. Well, I'm gonna make like a little kind of sauce that the eggplant can soak up. So we'll kind of dilute the miso with maybe some rice vinegar, sake, grab that. We got garlic and onion going into the fried rice, so I don't think we should make the eggplant too garlicky. Definitely want to keep that like straight up miso flavor. Yeah, I mean, out of all the spots that we would do a meetup, I think it would be in Texas. Yes, Hoju. Hey, cooking koalas. How are you? Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Yeah, Texas meetup confirmed. Cook with Kate Con. It's what it is. Okay, miso, rice vinegar, sake. I think that's good. I think that's good. Maybe a little bit of 5 spice. Count you in, Dust. It's true, cooking koalas. We cooks need to share our love of food. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Rook and Kate hair flip off. I guess I'll keep growing mine then. Okay, as for our bok choy, I was thinking about just dressing it with some chili garlic oil when it comes out of the steamer. Chili garlic bok choy. And then for our fried rice, so we do need to mince up some garlic, mince up some onion and scallions. And then the other thing I wanted to serve, just to kind of bring everything together, make this dish cohesive, is a little bit of a sauce. So like a ginger scallion kind of sauce. It's like sweet and sour. Thought that would be good. And that should take up most of our time today. You know what? Tomorrow will be 5 months, right? To June? 5 months to June 20th? Oh my gosh. Or is it 6? June is 6, right? It's 5 months. Oh my gosh. Okay, ginger scallion sauce. Quick peek at our rice here. Perfect. See how it fluffed up as we let it sit for a bit? You know you cooked your rice well when you got a clean pot. Now we're just gonna spread this out so we can get as much surface area as possible to cool this down. Fluffy rice, Eric, you know it. Which is not always the easiest thing to do with short grain rice, especially not in a pot. I mean, most people would probably use a rice cooker. That is just one of those kitchen appliances that I don't think I would ever use. It would just like sit in the back of the cupboard forever. To me, it's more work taking that out and cleaning it than to just put a pot of rice on the stove and like somewhat watch it cook. Yeah, my birthday and Sam's mom's birthday, same day. How crazy is that? Okay, now this is going into the fridge. We gotta cool it off. Eric, you cook long grain brown rice every week. You put butter in your water before adding the rice. Yeah. Buttery rice is so good. Set it and forget it, Hojerific. Too bad they couldn't use that slogan though, hey? That would be money in this day and age. Everyone would be like setting it and forgetting it. But do you really want to forget it? I feel like not. There we go. Rice is safe in the fridge, cooling off. Buttery rice? Yeah, weigh in on that one, Hojerific. Okay, well, we got our rice done. That's awesome. Pork belly's roasting. Our eggplant is cut up. Let's mix up our little bit of miso sauce now for the eggplant. We're just gonna pan fry the eggplant, I think. I don't know if I want to stuff anything else into the oven with the pork belly. We might as well get 2 bowls out, and then we'll do the scallion ginger sauce after as well. We're getting into our sauces. You were looking up how to cook rice this morning on YouTube. It's okay. That's a great place to go. Yeah, if you do forget it, you are safe, Hojerific. 5 down, 7 to go. Oh, you're almost halfway there. Bye, Hojerific. Have a good shift. Yeah, for people to say that they don't know how to do something, I don't like that because there's just so many free resources to use online. It's like, take advantage of that. Okay, we're grabbing some ginger, some garlic, scallions. Yeah, someone learn it for me. We need some scallions for both our sauce and the fried kimchi, or kimchi fried rice. Grab the miso. This is what I like to use. Aka miso, it's like the red miso. So it's white rice, soy, sea salt, and water, and then it's left to ferment. Oh, I got you, Trey Bear. Yeah, after stream today, I finished writing out my narration yesterday, so I'll be working on that. It should only take me about, really, maybe 10 minutes to record everything, and then I should be able to upload to YouTube if everything goes good. Our first video. Oh, yeah, check out How to Basic. They really know what they're doing. Loser. So miso, usually like fermented soybean and rice, and it's just fermented with water and salt, and then it starts to break down. So it does get very salty because the moisture starts going out of this, and there's a lot of umami flavor as well, so like very earthy flavors in there, a little bit of like roasty and nutty. Is there ever a reason to use iodized table salt instead of kosher or sea salt? I wouldn't anymore, Rook. I mean, you should be getting enough iodine from the water, I guess. I don't know where else you would get it. But it's like, I don't use iodized table salt. I find that it just makes the food taste so weird. Trey Bear, that was a joke. How to basic videos. Probably not going to learn anything there, but it's quite entertaining. Okay, because miso is so thick, that's why I wanted to loosen it up and make sort of a sauce so it can coat the eggplant. If we tried to mix it in with the eggplant like this, it would get really like lumpy. We don't want any chunks or lumps of miso. We want it to pretty much glaze the eggplant. So we are going to loosen it up with a little bit of rice vinegar and sake and just a touch of 5 spice. I also have this other stuff. It's like sushi seasoning. So sugar, water, distilled vinegar, rice vinegar, salt, brown sugar. So it's like sweet and salty. We'll see if we need that or not. There's our other bottle. Definitely need a little whisk for this. So for, let's say this is about 2 cups worth of eggplant, or just like 1 normal sized Japanese eggplant. Do a tablespoon or so of miso. A very tiny whisk. Yeah, I have used Himalayan pink salt. I think it's a very nice salt to use. I love the size of the crystals and it's very versatile. Mmm, spicy Asian sauce, yes. So good, Eric. So let's start with a little drizzle of this cooking sake. It's not super strong in alcohol. And then some rice vin, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, some of this like sweet and salty sushi rice seasoning. And then a little bit of flavoring, 5-spice. Have I ever done the whole cooking on a slab of salt? I have not. I think that would be a really beautiful way to present fish though, if you roasted fish on there. I would try it for sure. I've seen stores selling the slabs of salt. This is smelling really good with the 5-spice. So we don't want any lumps. So just kind of keep breaking up the miso. And it should kind of dissolve into there. Yeah, that would be really nice to cook on the egg, hey? Might get a spoon, mash that up a bit, or use this spoon from our miso. There we go. Smash it up. Lovely. That looks nice and smooth, or as smooth as we will get it once we get some heat onto there. I really like that. Definitely get the almost like a sweetness flavor from the 5-spice. And then this salt and acidity comes in from the rice vinegar and the miso. But I know since we're gonna cook this down a little bit, it's gonna get more concentrated. So I don't wanna put more miso and then have it be too salty. You can't even cook rice though. But I mean, if you don't start doing those things, then you never will know. So even if you're scared of cooking something, you should still attempt it. Sashimi, I have previously worked in a restaurant. I am no longer working in a restaurant. Taking a little break because I didn't want to work the crazy hours with such little pay. I have 9 years of experience working in restaurants. Many, many hours. So the miso sauce is gonna get paired with our eggplant. So we're gonna fry up our eggplant in a little bit of oil. And then once it's starting to looking like it's getting about half cooked, let's say, we'll put our miso on and let that cook with it so it soaks into the eggplant. And then that will be served with our pork belly, rice, and bok choy. Bacon chicken quesadillas. That sounds good, Matt. Wait, what'd you have? Did you order something yesterday? Just gonna put this miso away. Okay, now into our ginger scallion sauce. This garlic is just for our kimchi fried rice. You've been cutting back to only once a week. What'd you get last week? Okay, let's peel up some ginger. We're gonna grate the ginger fine into here. Just wanna get all the skin off. Just gonna release that from the big nub. Pizza and wings. Yeah, maybe something like Mexican would be good. Okay, I'm gonna use a microplane, but you just need something to grate the ginger really nice and fine. I find that using a microplane works really well because it catches all the little gingery hairs that don't break down. Then you add kids Traber, yeah. Hey, the kids take up a lot of time and energy. That's a very large commitment. Firstborn, named Matt, whether it is female or male. Yeah, confirmed. Too good. Okay, those are all the hairs that we don't want. So now just give a tap. And we'll flip it, get the rest if we can. And then make sure to rinse out the grater right away so that stuff doesn't get stuck in there. Those ginger fibers are super fine. Yeah, is that short for Matilda? No, it's Matt. 2 scallions, and we'll leave the rest for the fried rice. So I'll cut the ends off, clean them up. You really don't like washing kitchen stuff with tiny holes in it? Well, how come? Okay, I'm gonna cut this down a bit so we can chop more at one time. We're just slicing our scallion really nice and thin, because this is for a sauce, so we want to be able to distribute this sauce nice and evenly. We don't want the chunks of scallion to be too overpowering in our bites. So sticky. Get off. Think you're kind of OCD about it. You're always worried you're missing something. Aw. It's okay, Eric. I'm OCD too. We will survive. Claire, hold your drinks. Holding. It's coffee time. Oh, phew. I'm already caffeinated. Is that okay? Hi, Sultan. Claire, how was your stream? How did your breakfast at Tiffany's stuff turn out? Scoozy, welcome. We are currently working on making a ginger scallion sauce to go with our Chinese food today. Nothing went according to plan. Maybe some of our pizza shenanigans rubbed off on you yesterday from you watching us. Because yeah, nothing or some things did not go according to plan yesterday for us either. Hey, it turned out to be tasty in the end. Well then, well done. Yeah, if it doesn't work, just throw it over the balcony. Was everyone having a rough day yesterday or what? Yeah, the life of a live streaming cook. You can't hide. Okay, so other things going into the ginger scallion sauce. We're gonna kind of match the sweetness and acidity to our miso sauce for the eggplant. But this is gonna be good with everything. Ooh, that's what else I did with it, was a little bit of garlic oil. I found really brought everything together. Yeah, this weekend is the weekend of doom. So a little bit of garlic oil. That's about a tablespoon worth. And then I think I'm just gonna use some of this sushi rice seasoning, which is just sugar, water, rice vinegar, salt. It's like a sweet and salty mix. And then to balance that, just a little bit more vinegar. And then we should be good. So give that a mix. Encore, you made Jerusalem artichoke, white wine, and cream soup with smoked Copper River salmon cubes garnished with dill. That sounds so nice. Nice, Jerusalem artichokes. Those are so yummy. Also called sunchokes here. 'Tis the season, right? That's perfect. You get like the hit of fresh ginger right away on your palate. And then you get like the sweetness and then the acidity and then the scallion at the end. So the onion's not too overpowering. Thanks for the lurk, Claire. I'm sure you're off to start cleaning up your kitchen. So Jerusalem artichoke is actually like a root or a tuber, whereas regular artichokes are just regular artichokes. Snowy Terra, thanks for the follow. Yeah, Jerusalem artichoke is a tuber, so it's really good to blend into soup. And how would I describe the flavor of it? Like earthy and nutty, I guess. It's super good fried in butter. It caramelizes really well. Okay, ginger scallion sauce. We got our miso and stuff made. Awesome, guys. We are rolling right along. They are also sweet, yes. So they can burn quickly too. So be careful with that. I'm here. Sorry. Got your food order placed. Nice, Matt. Now we play the waiting game. Sammy's sniffing the pork. The timer's about to go off.
I think Texas could be a thing this year.
Guys, Sammy's planning Texas. I mean, we're not gonna make it to TwitchCon, but maybe there'll be a Cook with Kate Con.
In Texas.
All right, this is an hour in already. Where's the time going this morning? And oh my God, we have rendered out just a touch of fat. Oh, and I gotta fix up our oven rack. Our pork was touching right on the element. R.I.P. skin or fatty goodness. Look at that now. That's an hour. I want to put these little pieces back on. Fix it up. Yeah, that's roasting all right, I think.
Roasted okay.
That is roasting okay. I think we're gonna keep going. I think we just need a little bit more in the center here. You can see it looks kind of wet. So let's do maybe about 15 minutes more. And then
You take off the salt then?
we'll start to rub off the salt, I think. So we'll take the pork off. I'll drain out some of the fat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is a lot of fat in the bottom there that's rendered out. We got to keep it going, Rook. It is starting to crisp up. I didn't think it would crisp up that much without the skin on it. So far, so good. So 15 minutes more before we start kind of broiling it, I think. Or let's do 20. We're playing it safe.
So I'm thinking October 19th, then either the 31st or the 1st of November. Those are the cheap flights.
October or November?
No, October 19th to October 31st
Yeah.
or November 1st.
Okay.
Those are the two exit dates.
Okay. Sammy's planning, guys. You planted the seed. Nice, Matt. Crispy cheddar bites and bacon ranch chicken quesadilla.
I need barbecue.
Into it. Okay, into our kimchi fried rice. So we'll need some sesame oil, 2 eggs lightly beaten, eggs, 3 cloves of garlic, cloves of garlic, coarsely chopped. There was too many C's there. We need 3 cloves of garlic, coarsely chopped. What's up, Sammy?
Dust, will you take me into Blizzard with you if I come down?
Yeah, Sammy wants to go into Blizzard with you, Dust. The HQ. We need a little bit of onion chopped if you so desire. I think I'm gonna leave the onion out since we have the scallion sauce. We know how Sammy is with onion. I don't think we need it in the fried rice. We got our rice cooked. We need our kimchi chopped up. What? A tour of Blizzard? I'm in. And then soy sauce and sugar. So let's get our kimchi. Yeah. Yeah, we need a bag emote. We need an egg emote. I feel like we're getting close to getting another slot. I mean,
No, you don't get anything till your partner.
you don't get any more extra
Nope.
slots?
Nope, that's it.
We don't get any more extra slots.
You need to become partner, then you get slots.
Yeah, we need partner, guys. Hey, we keep it up. I mean, average 52 yesterday.
You get 50 slots if you get the partner.
50 emote slots?
Yeah, depending on how many subs you have.
All right, kimchi, Come to me. Oh yeah. Look at that, homemade.
That one's really good. The last one not so good.
Yeah, because the air touched it, I think. This one's nice and clear.
Effervescent.
Get Kate partnered. We're getting there. Homemade daikon kimchi. So daikon is a radish. It's those big white radishes that you'll see in like the Asian produce section. Peel that up, cube it up nice and small, and then you salt it, sugar it, put in either ginger, scallion, garlic, kind of whatever you want, and some Korean chili flakes. And you let that sit out for usually like 3 to 4 days at room temperature. It'll start to make your house smell like farts, and then you know you're on the right track. So when I made this, yes, some of you know that we live in the basement suite with my parents. So when I made this originally, I think we did it, well, obviously last year at some point, almost a year ago, I think. My mom thought that we had like something rotting in our house. She's like, your house like smells so bad. And I was like, I'm just making kimchi. So yeah, if it smells like farts, you're good to go. And then if you want, you can push it a little longer and then you will get more funky kind of flavors. And you just keep it in the fridge. Let's get into it. I keep it in this jar, covered with plastic, so you don't get anything in there, just because I don't have a seal on this lid. And then I have a glass weight, keeping everything submerged in the liquid. So your kimchi needs to stay submerged in the liquid. If it doesn't, like if it gets exposed to air, it can start to go bad on you and it will just give you like a not so good taste. It'll be like kind of bitter and just gross. So obviously always be like very delicate when you're handling your fermented foods at home, because everything is natural. So even us just opening this to our surrounding air in here, like that can change the flavor. So be very clean with everything. I usually use like tweezers. And then keep the weight clean. Yeah, all of my farts are homemade. And we'll just take some of those out. Because it's already cut small, I don't think we're gonna chop the kimchi any finer. I think it'll be nice to have those chunks. Sounds like when your grandma used to make chitterlings. Yep. Okay, sounds good, Rook. Have fun frying the chicken and be careful.
Don't do what Casey did.
I'm gonna do that much. Oh, 3/4 of a cup. So the kimchi still has crunch. It hits you with the acidity. I mean, this one, how we fermented it, it has a little bit of effervescence, so it feels like bubbly almost when you're eating it. So you get the crunch, kind of the funk and the acidity, and then the salt and spice. This one's pretty mildly spiced though. So now, all we want to do, push everything back down, put our weight back in, and then put that back into the fridge. Never saw kimchi from turnips. Yeah, radish kimchi I love because of the crunch. Has really good texture. Because cabbage kimchi is just kind of like soggy and mushy. Push that down. We are good. Safety first. You should try it, Scoozy. I think you would love it. All right, we got our kimchi. We just gotta chop up our scallion and ginger. Grab a couple of the eggs out. Sesame oil. I always keep sesame oil in the fridge. It stays better that way because this stuff can go rancid really quick. Stay there, eggs. Just need a bowl for those little guys. You didn't like the cabbage kimchi. Yeah, you should be able to find a resource online if you look up daikon kimchi. One thing when making fried rice, it is super important to have all of your flavorings and add-ins ready to go before you even start frying the rice, because it does happen so quick. There we go. Oh, maybe a little bit more. Saw some egg white still floating around. Nice. You have mo face. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Okay. Trim up our scallions, so tops and bottoms again. Basically, just pick off anything that doesn't look super fresh anymore. I'm gonna give this knife a little bit of a steel. Seems a bit dull. Oh, you have a bit of a migraine. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Take it easy. Hey, Greek. Things are going great. How has your weekend been? Should be better. When you oversleep, yeah, that's when you get a headache, right? Your body's like, what are you trying to do to me? It's kind of a funny reaction. So once again, we'll thin slice our scallions. This time it's for our fried rice. You're quite relaxed. You had a good weekend, Greek. Yeah, I've been pretty relaxed this weekend too. Drizzy Lou, you woke up with a headache due to oversleeping too? Yeah, at least you're caught up on rest now. Your body will thank you later in the week. It pays off. Oh, wow. See, I'm like an old person. I go to bed at like 9, but I'm up at 5. Okay, let's do 4 cloves of garlic in our fried rice. Pushing those garlic limits. Yeah, you usually get up around 8. Well, that just makes sense then. I'm someone that definitely needs 8 hours of sleep to function properly. Sleep is a high priority for this one. We're just gonna mince up this garlic with a garlic press. 4 to 5 hours, Titan? I would not survive. High speed. How's it going? Oh, don't drop the garlic press into the green onion. Oh, take care, Drizzy Lou. Thank you so much. And yeah, check back on the VOD if you miss anything. Have a good gym sesh. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow morning. Nice, you have a training session. Put in that work. Kimchi, garlic, and scallion. This is gonna be good. Lost 9 pounds already in 2 weeks. Well done. That's really good. That's not the first person who's told me that, Titan. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna have to start going to the gym if I keep watching this show. Okay, we got our sesame oil, we got our beaten eggs, we got our garlic and scallion. Our rice is cooling in the fridge. We got our kimchi. We just need our salt and sugar to season our rice, and we got everything there. Very simple. Okay. As far as cooking apparatuses, I'm gonna do the bok choy in a little steamer pot, and we'll just dress it with some oil. So we'll get that pot set up with the water. The fried rice we'll do in a really big cast iron pan. I feel like it's always important to have a lot of surface area when you're frying rice, especially if you don't have a wok. Like, woks don't really work on a glass stove top, but we are wanting to get the wok for the big green egg. I think that'd be so fun, doing wok stuff outside, actually over a fire. That'd be a really fun stream. So maybe in the next few months we'll get there. We'll put a goal up for a wok to use outside. And then for the eggplant, I'll just use a medium-sized frying pan. So that'll go there. Yeah, Samuel will be going for a walk. Nice move face. Yeah, it is good to be consistent with what you eat during the week. Give yourself like a little playroom on the weekend, because you still have to enjoy your life. But that's what Sam and I do, is we eat really, really good during the week. Like, we don't really veer off anywhere. And then the weekend, you can be a little bit more lax. Have a couple treats. Yeah, I love walks on the beach. Your mom used to have a giant one of the steel ones. I think the big green egg one might be cast iron. Like, it's super heavy. Okay, let's fill our steamer pot up. Important thing when you're setting up a steamer pot is we just don't want the water to touch the food that we're steaming, because otherwise then it's going to be like boiling. So you just want your water line to be below, obviously, your steaming tray, wherever it sits in the pot. That's really it. The bok choy is only going to take a minute or two to steam, so you don't really have to worry about cooking out of the water. Sometimes when you're steaming for long periods, you'll have to refill the water in the pot, but in this instance, we definitely won't have to. So I only put about an inch of water in there. That's it. We'll just put the lid on that and we'll bring it up to a boil before we put the bok choy in. Oh yeah. That pork belly's looking good, guys. Let's check out our rice. See how it's drying out. Actually really well. I think we'll give it a little toss. How do I want to break this up? Yeah, that's gonna work out really well. I know it's a little bit clumpy now, but that's just because we haven't got any oil onto there. So once we put the rice in the pan with the oil, the kernels will start to really separate. But the fact that it's already cooled off and it's not sticking to itself now, perfect. That's going to be perfect. Got that al dente. And this will be the first stream that we do fried rice with short grain rice. I typically use jasmine. All right, pork belly timer just went off. I shut it off before it rang. So let's take another peek. That was 20 minutes after the last time. Be very careful taking it out of the oven. You don't want to spill any of the fat. It's looking day old, yeah, but it's not. See? There's always ways around that. Holy. Look at the burbles. It's alive. This is actually skin off, and it's crisping up really nice. You should be using skin on though. Let's just say that. I'm glad you could hear the sound trueness. So it says for the next step is try and take off some of the rock salt because it might start to make it too salty. And then I do want to pour out some of that fat because I think pretty soon the tray might overflow. Skin on, yeah, it might be harder to find, but it will be cheaper. So you are gonna pay more for a pork belly that has no skin. Just because the butcher has to take the time to take the skin off. So that's a one plus. And now, so this has roasted for an hour and 20. Just kind of see how that's jiggling. So it is getting really nice and tender. As far as crisping up goes, I think we will only need about 25 minutes for crisping. And we're gonna leave the broil to the very end, but what I'm gonna do now is just turn up the heat a bit. So it's at 350 Fahrenheit now. I think we'll go up to 375, and then we'll start getting more caramelization and color on the top. Hey Makawaka, how's it going? Yeah, the skin is amazing. I think I'm just gonna try and do this. Just kind of brush the rock salt off. Yeah, the skin or the fat here in the center of the belly is not really getting crispy at all yet. That's why I think we have to just turn up the heat a bit more. So it's such an interesting way to roast. I've never done this. It's kind of hard to pick off. As long as we get most of it, I think that's the most important. There's a couple pieces still. It's fine. It won't ruin it. Oh. And obviously try not to take off our score marks. Keep the fat intact. No. So we had about a quarter cup of rock salt on there. And I mean, by all means, reuse that for another time. Bump this heat up. Why? Why can't you? Start. I don't know what's happening, guys. It said no. Sammy, can I have a little bit of help? I don't know if you can hear me. He can't hear me. Yeah, of course it's good for you. Put something under the low spot. Yeah, I don't like that it's building up. But let's take some fat out of here first and see what we can do. I mean, in my experience, the food that tastes the best is probably not the best for you, but that's why you have everything in moderation. And I read an article not too long ago that said pork fat was like pretty easy fat for humans to digest. Is this pan still hot? Not really. I think I can lift this. At least get it started. And this is just liquid gold, my friends. If you pour this pork belly fat down in the garbage or down, like, please don't pour it down the drain. Let's just say that if you want to clog your drain. But if you throw that out, oh man. You almost have a full bowl. Insane. Let's just put that to the side for now. Oh man, with green beans, I bet. Fry up some green beans and pork fat. Oh yeah, cauliflower pizza. I don't think I'll ever attempt that. I would just rather have regular pizza. That's just me. Okay, let's get this baby back into the oven. There is some moisture pooling. Let's see if we can just soak it up and see if it gets better that way. Hopefully that helps. We'll see. Yeah, dab it. Dab. Oh my gosh, biscuits? Yes. Biscuits and sausage gravy with pork fat? Okay. Okay, guys, if you say so. Okay, what should we set? 15-minute timer? And then as far as our temperature, there we go. Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't eat it. It's so good, the cauliflower pizza, and it tastes like pizza. I don't know. I feel like just the cauliflower and cheese crust wouldn't be what I'm looking for. Excuse me. But I've also never tried it. Yeah, just inject it into my veins, Torino. How's the weekend? Plus like pork fat and eggs on the weekend, so good. I should try it out. There are just some food trends that I just don't go for. I think that's fair. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Okay, soy sauce and sesame oil over here by our fried rice station. So, should we fry up our eggplant and the rice in the extra pork fat? I love Brussels sprouts. Yeah, absolutely love them. Fry it up. You took leftover pork belly chunks, put it in barbecue baked beans, and ate them all. Yes. That's how you do it. Okay, we're gonna start on the stovetop here in about 5 minutes, I think. As we wanna kind of time this out, I am guesstimating we'll need about 20 more minutes for our pork belly, then we'll let it rest a little bit. So we have about half an hour, I think, to cook the rest of our food. A tiny beeb, thanks for the follow. Your wife was not thrilled with you that night, Speed? How come? We have a barbecue sauce you bought from Trader Joe's that isn't too sweet and it's so good. That's perfect. Yeah, I am all for like the tangy barbecue sauces compared to the sweet ones. I'm with ya. Okay, let's get a couple of bowls out. We got our wok bowls. Yeah, just slightly gassy. Just slightly, right? You don't enjoy the sweet barbecue sauces. Me either. For the most part, I would say I make barbecue sauce myself if I know I'm gonna need it. We have a family pet. We have a doggo. She's 12. She's really adorable. So that's what the one emote is. Her name is Posh. You will see her pop into the stream every now and then. I think she's napping though right now. If there is a salsa barbecue sauce, why not? Celestial, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Your favorite barbecue sauce for pork? Take sweet baby Ray's, reduce it by half with apple cider vinegar. Yes, I love that idea. There you go. So like you're making your own concoction. That sounds perfect. And with the pepper flakes, you spice it up a bit. Very creative. I like it, Speed. Get this oven light on. I just want to take a peek. Let's see how the top part is doing. Yeah, it is not staying too wet anymore. And it seems like the fat is starting to crisp up a bit now. Good, good, good. Everything should time out. So fried rice, that will take us maybe 5 minutes. And one thing I have found when cooking fried rice is you really just want to have all of your attention on that fried rice. You don't really want to be doing anything else at that time. So if you can. But obviously, I mean, we're going to have 3 pans going on the stovetop here. So that's why it was very important for us to be very organized. So I have like all of the fried rice stuff here beside the pan that we're cooking it in. Let's put the bok choy over by the steaming pot. And then our eggplant and miso can come over by the frying pan as well. And then our ginger scallion sauce, well, that can just chill over here because that's a garnish for us. Is Rook still here? Rook was frying up his chicken. He said he would be back, Nike. Have I tried egg over rice, like omu rice? I have not yet. I think I would like it. I'm not huge into like runny, kind of undercooked eggs, so it might be a texture thing for me. I don't know though. Like sous vide egg texture is kind of the max for me. But I would say as long as I can mix the raw egg into whatever I'm eating, that won't bother me. So I'll definitely try it. Yeah, Rook. I don't know if he was there yesterday when we added that to the menu. Everyone's so excited, Nike. So does that mean I should dress up like a football player that day? Super Bowl Sunday. I'll have to go to the thrift shop and pick up a jersey. Hopefully I don't wear the wrong one. Okay, I'm turning on our eggplant pan first, and let's start heating up our steaming pot. Let's do this view now. We're all loaded up, ready to go. Yeah, it's like Jacques Pepin's omelet. It's a little bit soft. But then if the rice is hot, it should finish cooking the egg, I would say. I mean, there's different types of egg on rice, though. All right, pork fat. Time to meet your maker. Or cooker. Time to meet your cooker. Put a few spoonfuls of that into our pan. You might as well put it in the fried rice pan too. In my experience cooking eggplant, it does take a lot of oil. And kind of about the same for fried rice. Should be good. And actually, while we're waiting, Just gonna sprinkle a touch of salt over the eggplant, just like a pinch, and let that kind of draw out some moisture while we're waiting for our pan to heat up. Oh, you were talking about a whole raw egg? The yolk I would be okay with. It's like the snotty texture of the egg white I would not be okay with. But raw egg yolk, so good. We've not done the stir fry on the egg yet. Yeah, we do want to get a wok pan for outside. So many things to make, guys. Having a peek. So good. Peaches, we're drinking? Thanks for keeping me hydrated. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. Ah! I know. That's why I should just peek through the curtains. Fried rice with egg, so good. And nuts? I've never done that. I think the texture contrast would be really nice though. I'm in, guys. I'm in. Cashew, yes, or peanuts. So good. Okay, our pork fat's already hot here. Cooking some eggplant. These are streaming ideas. Seriously, you guys are so helpful by putting these little ideas into my head because it makes it easier for me to make up a menu for the week. Okay, dropping our eggplant in here. We're smoking. And I'm just gonna turn the pan down just a touch. So now we're more like just a medium heat, not medium high. You wanna make sure that like every piece of eggplant is touching the oil. So we wanna spread it out. Get like it's some nice color. Nice little fry up on there. And you really do want to caramelize the eggplant. I think that it needs that extra flavoring. Otherwise, it can be a bit bland. Oh, barbecue ribs. We just did that last weekend. But it will not be the last time. Don't you even worry. Yeah, Speed. Ribs were last week. You're looking for a job. What kind of job are you looking for? Give a little check here. Nothing browning up too much yet. And it looks like the eggplant's soaking up a lot of the oil already. So if we don't have enough oil, that's when it can start to burn. Is we'll get away from the caramelization with the fat and we'll go towards burning because it's too dry. Hero of Time, thanks for the follow. What about a whole suckling pig done on the big green egg? We have looked it up, but honestly, trueness, it looks kind of weird because, I mean, the suckling pig wouldn't really fit on the egg. Thank you, Speed. Thank you, Speed. Welcome to the squad, Mooface. So they like fold over the suckling pig onto itself. So like the legs are sticking out and then they just like fold over the top half of the pig. And Sam's like, this looks too much like a pet. He's like, this is what like a dog would look like. So he said it was too weird. But I mean, porchetta, that's gotta be on the menu. You having a good day, hero of time? Hey, that's the color we're looking for. Nice kind of golden brown. Let's give that a stir or even a toss. It doesn't take very long to cook eggplant, and it will get mushy if you overcook it. So that's why we're going with a nice high heat here. And so now we can see that it's kind of going more translucent than opaque. It's definitely starting to get cooked. So I think this is a good time to add in our miso sauce and let that kind of soak into the eggplant. Yeah, things are good, hero. Just working on making some lunch. You want to work as a stalker. Nice. That was like one of my favorite jobs. Love stocking shelves. Okay, we're gonna turn down our heat on the eggplant now. You can see that our steamer is also coming up. We don't want to burn our miso. But how good does that look? Give that a stir to incorporate. The 5-spice is like super fragrant. Gonna turn that off now. See how that really just turned into a caramel of sorts? Give one a taste, just to make sure we're happy with everything. Oh, you live near Sac. We were just down there in September for TwitchCon. We stayed in Oceanside. It was really nice. That eggplant is perfect. I'm gonna take it off the heat for a couple seconds. I don't want to overcook it. Okay, now that one thing is off the stove, now we know we can focus on these two items. Is the bok choy is kind of like a hands-off cooking. Just a couple of minutes in the water and then just take it out. Toss it with some chili garlic oil and salt. As for our pork belly, I'm gonna give it a rotate. I'm gonna turn the oven to 400 now. We're gonna do 400 for the next like 6-ish minutes, and then we'll broil at the end to get it nice and crispy. You're never getting a credit card through Best Buy ever again after you pay them off. Yes. I can imagine it's probably not very rewarding. I'm kind of in that same situation now as I'm trying to pay off like the original credit card that I got when I was young. I'm gonna shut this off. I don't like, oh, it is off. Those are just the lights from above. Sorry, guys. Should I dab it again? Dabs. Obviously, be careful when you're dabbing because the fat is hot. Good one, Speed. You guys keep me on point. What you do for food there: chicken, roasted veggies, sweet potato, and quinoa. That is so good and healthy. That is hot and flammable. No fires. Okay, let's get our rice out. It's rice time. I love putting the rice on parchment too because you can usually just like gather up your parchment paper and then just like slide the rice into the pan without getting it stuck all over your fingers. I mean, some of the pork belly would be so good, kind of fried into the rice with the kimchi too. Yup. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna switch this burner. That way we get a better view of our steamer. Okay, what Jet says. In a large skillet, heat oil until a wisp of white smoke appears. Add the eggs and lightly scramble them until just set, about 1 to 2 minutes. Stir in the garlic and scallion. Cook about a minute. Fold in the rice and kimchi, pressing down in small circles to separate the rice grains. Add the salt, soy sauce, and sugar. Continue to fold the rice for about 1 to 2 minutes. Don't be afraid to scrape the rice stuck to the bottom of the pan. Cook it for about 1 minute more until the rice absorbs the sauces and is slightly crisp on the edges. Serve immediately. So simple. Gordon's scrambled eggs, yes. Okay, we are starting to get some smoke here. We got our handy dandy spatula. Let's get a metal one as well, or like a more sturdy one, just in case we do have rice that starts to stick. Let's start with our eggs. It's totally up to you whether you want like chunkier pieces of egg or like really small pieces. I like the chunkier egg in my fried rice. I don't like when it's busted up too small. I guess I like the texture of the scrambled egg. Beautiful. Now our garlic and scallion. Give that a stir. Oh man. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sammy. There's too many good smells in here right now. This is insane. I'm in heaven already. Chunky, yes. It is so good, Eric. I'm actually gonna pop a window open because we are heating it up. Okay. Keep stirring this. We don't want to burn our garlic, our scallions. I'm gonna turn that up to like a higher heat just for when we put the rice in, because the rice was in the fridge, so it's gonna cool off the pan a bit. And we do want to keep this pan really nice and hot to keep the rice from sticking. Okay, getting those nice roasty smells from the garlic. Kimchi is in. And we're coming over with the rice. It was oil in the pan. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. love the yellow color of the egg with the contrast to the short grain rice. This is looking great, guys. Nothing is sticking. This is lovely. Gonna add in some sesame oil. Stuff is pretty strong, so you don't need a lot to season. A little bit of soy sauce for some salt. This soy sauce gives really nice flavor too when it starts to caramelize. Just a pinch of regular salt. I'm gonna add some pepper, cracked pepper. You can use white or black. Just a little more sesame oil. I like the nuttiness it gives. Okay, one more stir. Definitely getting some crispy rice. One more taste. I'm feeling good about it. Yep, that's perfect, guys. Yeah, it's getting hot in here, so turn on the air conditioner. Let's just take that off the heat so it doesn't burn. Now, as for our pork belly, let's turn on our broiler now. So bake function's going off, broiler is on. Start that. Oh yeah, it's already crisping up big time. And then we can drop our bok choy into the steamer. We'll be plating in probably about 5 minutes. I'm going to kind of salt this a little bit in layers as I'm putting it in here. Just so we can get a touch of seasoning as it cooks. And then we can add more afterwards. This is really gonna cook down to nothing, pretty much. Let's get that pot cranking up again. Okay, we didn't even need our metal spatula. And then one other thing I'm gonna quickly do, because our eggplant has been off of the heat, just gonna pop our frying pan into the oven. Oh, that's not gonna work because my oven racks are messed. Okay, we're just gonna put the frying pan, step 2, or plan B. We're gonna put the frying pan on the burner we just turned off because it's still hot. So that residual heat should just slightly warm our eggplant back up. Yeah, she said nutty. Hee hee hee. Gonna have to keep watching in here now. Oh yeah, it's bubbling. Starting to spit. Gonna give that a little rotation. We're getting there, guys. Maybe some sneaky maneuvers here. Just by the way that the pork belly is shaped. Obviously, the edges are browning quicker. Crank that fan up. Whoo-wee! I did dab it. Oh, I was supposed to do 3 dabs? Look at this bok choy. Steaming up. One more minute-ish for both things. And we're plating. It's crazy in here, Dust. It's crazy right now. Okay, I'm good with this. I'm really happy with the edge. The one side where some of the skin came off a little bit, it's a little bit like it wants to burn. So I thought it's safer to take it out now. This is what we're looking at. So that's where it kind of fell off because it got caught on the oven rack. But like this part here, even if we just sliced both of those edges off and then just re-crisped up this little section in the middle, perfect. Yeah, the oven is off. All right, bok choy. Let that pork belly rest for a sec. Just tossing our greens with a little bit of oil and salt. We gotta keep this fan on high for a bit still. Smells perfect. No, you have not missed the chia pino. Don't you worry, Dust. Plus, what seafood would you like to see in it, Dust? Do you have any special requests? Yeah, this thing is still sizzling, right? Let's take it off of here. Just put it onto the cutting board. I mean, the big old spatulas. But wait, there's more rendered fat. Holy smokes. Okay, sounds good, Dust. Yes. This outside, unreal. That's where we're slicing from. Let's just do that. We don't need to see the other side. What do we think? We want like thinner slices or do we want chunks? I don't know yet how we want to slice this. I think I'm gonna use a glove just because it's super hot and I want to hold on to it. Yeah, both, please. Take one of each. Bite-sized cubes. The joistery for the egg. So you want to keep this in like nice consistent pieces. So this end piece is always kind of funny shaped. And I'm using a serrated knife to cut through this. I find that it works the best. I can balance it on there. Hopefully it'll focus for us. Come on. Look at those juices. Just glistening. Okay, little bite-sized chunks. We'll do one more slice. Oh my God. Yeah, this one. Let's take a look at this third slice. Because I think it just keeps getting more juicy. Is that possible? Sammy says it is possible. Put this back over on the pan. Let's lay down our pieces. We're taking care. Oh my gosh, there's so many juices before this starts running. Taking care to not put the crispy skin into all of those juices. Looks like we gotta cut it one at a time. It's a little bit delicate. Okay, Sammy says let it rest for a minute or so while we plate up. That's what we're looking at. It's still really hot, so that was probably a good call. Okay, so going into the bowl, I'm gonna first do a nice scoop of rice and then layer in obviously the miso eggplant and our chili garlic bok choy. And then we will put the pork on the top. We'll pile it up and then we garnish with our ginger scallion sauce. There it is, guys. I feel like we kind of balanced everything out in this dish. The fatty pork belly, we have our nice kind of steamed greens for freshness. Oh my God. Seriously just melted in my mouth. Like, if you tasted this blind, you would 100% know that this is not good for you, but it is so delicious. Just like little fatty, meaty bomb. And I have to say, the seasoning is perfect. Like doing the rock salt the night before and then just a little bit more the morning of. Oh man. I think pork belly is like my favorite cut of pork. I've never had it bad. Let's just say that. Like, I don't even think I've ever had a bad pork belly experience. Is that possible? Yeah, if you have high cholesterol, do not eat this. Titan. It's all for you though. Okay, there's our bowl. We have our kimchi fried rice with egg, miso stir-fried eggplant, and steamed bok choy. Let's get our little porky chunks onto there. I like to have the rice like peek through a little bit. And obviously kind of plate it so that you have all this skin or like crispy bits facing upwards, and then it won't get soggy. I think that looks like enough. It's definitely a richer type of dish, so you'll find that the pork belly might fill you up more just because fat is really satiating to your palate. So fat makes you feel full and satisfied. Nice, cleaned up our little rim of the bowl, mix up our ginger scallion sauce. You can put that wherever. I think I might just kind of spoon it over like that. That's a dish. Yeah, fat makes me feel satisfied. Mr. Tiki Meek, thank you for the follow. I think I outdid myself, Dust. Maybe. I'm gonna go this way, I think, for a photo. You would like to eat 3 of these bowls. Yeah, just watch your fat intake. Maybe I'll go this way. Get more sheen on the pork that way. It's all about the lighting, guys. Yes. Well, would you look at that? Sammy, are you ready? Are you satisfying or are you satisfied being fat? Yes. My one favorite saying, I eat, or I'm fat because I eat, but I eat because I'm fat. Sammy's ready, yep. Okay, let's. Sammy got too hungry. It smelled too good, he said. Yep. Golden brown fat. These bowls, they are from a company, or let's just look at that, Revel. But they're actually from a previous job. Is the servers broke so many of these bowls. They were like $35.
Amazing.
Voodoo Man, thank you. Yeah, these bowls were like $35. The servers broke, I think, like 15 in a week. And then we were down to like 3 of these bowls in the restaurant. So it's like, you can't really do anything with that. Probably want around like minimum 10 dishes if you're gonna be plating something.
To start with, servers broke 45 in the year, the 4 years that I was there.
Wow. This would make your heart stop, Torino. Let's try some rice with some of the eggplant. Mmm. That's like a flavor bomb. The miso makes that so nutty. And yeah, like almost caramelly. I think we did make some sort of a miso caramel there. I'm getting all those notes. A miso and pork fat caramel, if you will. All right, bok choy. I'm loving the ginger scallion sauce all over everything too. Brings some nice freshness to the dish with the fresh ginger. Maybe cuts some of the fattiness too. This turned out better than I thought it would. That's delicious. Everything paired really well together. What are we gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna freeze the rest of this pork. This is actually a good thing to meal prep because the pork does crisp back up if you heat it back up in the oven. So yeah, we'll slice that, freeze it in chunks, like little cubes like that, and then just take it out when you feel like making something with it. We just seasoned it with salt, so that makes it very versatile. So you don't always have to make Asian style dishes with it. It's too good. I think I'm like obsessed with this right now. Yeah, Eric, nice. It's always good to like take a day off from cooking if you do it a lot during the week. Chinese food, it's what's on the menu. Thank you, Elrad, for the 100 biddies. That's going towards some new plateware for the stream. It is so good, Moo Face. Like, the butteriness of the pork contrasts so well with the nuttiness from the miso. Obviously, the scallions and ginger is super fresh. Bok choy, like, I love bok choy because the bottom part of it is so juicy and crunchy, whereas the greens really just kind of get wilty. Oh, do we have a train coming in? Got a little choo-choo train action. TMJ. I do not. I do not have TMJ. Let's get that train going. Oh, it's coming. Okay. Thank you, Titan, for the 100. Thank you, Nike. I'm slowly working away on it. Everything is just so good together. Overnight oats? Yeah, they work. I find that they get pretty like soft and pasty. I like more texture in my food, so I don't know if I would do that all the time. Beaches, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Almonds and berries in yours. Banana and almond butter. Yep, peanut butter is supposed to be super good in there. I didn't use a ton of dishes to make this meal either. Let's just do the level 1 with the train, guys. We'll still get the emote.
I don't know why it didn't work.
Or what?
It didn't start.
It didn't start? I have it on mine.
Oh.
The train's going. We have a minute and 40 seconds.
Oh, okay.
How are you doing today, Peaches? Sammy says we're gonna go raid Jericho in a little bit. He's in food and drink today. He also cooked with Maddie Matheson in the Twitch kitchen. Thank you, Titan, for the 100 biddies again.
Doing donut nuts actually really funny to watch this
Oh, and the 5 spice and the eggplant. There's just so many flavors in this bowl. Sammy spoiled rotten. Yeah, I would say. He's well taken care of. What a lot of you don't know, though, about Sammy is that he's actually been cooking professionally longer than I have. So as much as I spoil him, he also spoils me with good foods. Yeah, he did not too long ago. He did a charity stream. We did some cooking. Yeah, he's the Big Green Egg Master. No, we got on the train. We're fine. Don't worry, we didn't miss the train. Oh, there it goes. You missed it. It's over there. Thank you guys for the level 1 hype train. Sammy has a Twitch setup, but he usually just does gaming. All the cooking gets done on my setup. Yeah, I missed the train. Story of my life. Elrad, we're getting the same microphone that I am using. So it runs off of an amp. And this is Sennheiser SKXSW body pack transmitter. We have had no issues with this one since we got it last year. So we thought we would just get another one. Have the same setup. I think it sounds good. Pretty good quality, yeah. I mean, we asked for $300 worth of bits to buy it. That's what it cost. So here's the thing about, I mean, putting the money back into the stream is you want to also invest in good quality stuff. So that maybe, like, I don't think this is gonna happen anytime soon, but maybe one day you don't plan on continuing to stream. You can try and sell your stuff afterwards and it should still hold its value. Yeah, and the thing is we always go for quality. Okay, guys. Jericho's still on? This is gonna be really funny, guys. Jericho is streaming shitty cooking. Let's go see what he's doing. I have no idea what he's doing. Okay, thanks for the awesome stream today, guys. I don't even know what we got for time today, but yesterday was 8 hours, so nice, just over 3 hours. This is perfect. Okay, so we're gonna be at work for the rest of the week until Friday. And I'll get the new menu posted, and be sure to check into Discord because you will probably see the link dropped in there for the YouTube video that I've been working on. It's about 14 minutes long. Pork belly burnt ends. So thank you guys for everything. This whole week, I mean, Streamiversary, that was so much fun yesterday. And yeah, thanks for all the bits, all the resubs and the new subs and the gifted subs and the followers. That's how we get started. Okay, we're gonna go raid a partnered streamer. Hopefully it's not like follower only or subscriber only chat. I just gave him a follow to check, so I think we're okay. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, have a wonderful rest of your night or day, wherever you are. Bye.